Table Talk with Sid. It is another life memo. You know, for these 20 some odd years that I've been working with, dealing with, and guiding and supporting that demographic, a demographic that struggles with addiction and overcoming the ability to create the life that they choose. It's been definitely a learning opportunity, and recently I've been dealing with an individual that is struggling with his alcohol. And I think something that's very powerful to remember when in this situation is that in order to create different and to do different, everything about you, your habits, your beliefs, your outlook on life, the way you view life, everything has to change. There can't be some things that change and other things that don't. And then you hope that you're going to be able to overcome and that you're going to be able to create the life that you choose. Because there's an interesting question. This question is, who owns your life? It's a powerful question, because the way the universe works is someone, something has to own your life, your soul. And typically you hope that it's you, that you are owning your life, that you're owning your soul, that you're owning the things that are in your life and that have been created, and that you're looking to accomplish, as well as the downfalls. However, a lot of people don't have an understanding that their soul is not just wandering around the earth, just sort of existing. A soul is the most powerful, most brilliant, most valuable thing on the earth. And that soul has to have leadership, guidance. It has to have something really empowering it. And so if one doesn't really own their life, then who or what owns it? Because it can't just float around. So if you look at that and think about it, because the way the universe is built on progress. So everybody's making progress, forwards, backwards, sideways. No one's just standing still. So if you don't have full ownership and control of your life, something has to own it. And so that addiction actually will step in and own it for you. That addiction will make sure that your life takes and makes progress. Now, again, progress doesn't always have to be forward. Progress is movement. And so if this addiction steps in and does the job that you should be doing for your own life, for your own value, for your own future, then it's going to make sure that the progress you're making is it owning you, that addiction will own you, and that you will begin to make choices and continue to make choices based upon the ownership of that addiction. And as one that has addiction is moving into control of their life, sobriety, working on a consistent basis with their AA, their support system, their sponsors, but they don't take on a different point of view, or they don't take on different beliefs or a different outlook on life, or they don't take on the ability to see different things in people. If you don't take on this change within you, again, from the core out, the inside out, then what happens is you may be going to AA, you may be using your sponsors, but the blueprint of your life, which are your beliefs, which are your habits, your outlook, your overview on life, if those things do not change, the problem is you're going to stay away because of the support of AA and your sponsors. You're going to be able to stay away from the addiction, but only for so long. Because as soon as you're triggered, all of that's going to go down the toilet. And that addiction is going to take over again. It's going to rule your life. It's going to tell you how to view people, how to find the downfall in life. It's going to tell you what habits you should own, regardless if they're propelling you forward or backwards. It's going to tell you how to find the negative in life and the poor me in life and the victim mentality in life, because that's what its job is. And it's kind of crazy because addiction is very clear on what its job is. Addiction actually has a very strong hold on what its purpose is in your life. And its purpose is downfall. Its purpose is helping you to see the downfall in others. Its purpose is helping you to surround yourself with people who do not propel you further. Its purpose is helping you to continue to struggle, to be triggered, to never become what you're meant to be, never the ability to find the good or the ability to soar. So that addiction is waiting patiently for you to have a hiccup or to be triggered so it can own you again. And if you don't want to be owned again, that practice, when you're not going down in the airplane, that practice of seeing good in other people, surrounding yourself with people who are going a similar direction you want to go, finding the good in life, using your tools, your AA, your sponsors, your support system, using them, having a game plan so that the day that you are triggered or you're a little weaker or things are a little more difficult, that you don't immediately step back into using the addiction as your crutch to cover up everything, to mute everything, so you don't have to see, feel, or participate in anything. Because the problem is this, as we all know, taking on that addiction again, it doesn't just last for 15 minutes. It doesn't even just last for an hour. It takes over your life. It will take all of the loved ones away from you. It will take relationships away from you. It will take opportunities and careers and jobs and the ability to make money. It will take your value away from you as what you choose to see for yourself, because you do need to remember, regardless if you are in the middle of a downfall or in the middle of blooming, you're always valuable. That addiction doesn't make you have less value. The problem is that addiction steps on top of your own personal value for yourself, which makes it almost impossible for your soul to really see your value any longer, because the addiction is in the way. So in this discussion, what I am hoping is that you'll see and feel yourself growing and blooming, and you'll start experiencing the brilliance of life. And you'll start seeing, oh my gosh, this is what I really want. This is how I want to feel. These are the things I want taking up my time in my life. And then one day you're going to get triggered. And then what are your choices? Are you going to go back to the same outlook on life, the same overview, the same habits, the same downfall, the same thing that you see in others? Are you going to slip back into surrounding yourself with those people that took you no place? Because if you are unaware of the difference of when you feel brilliant, when things are going well, when life is blooming for you, what you're doing, how things are working, who you're circling with, what kind of outlook you have on situations, on people, on things, on your life, on your talent. If you're unaware of that, what you're doing to create that, and then you're triggered, don't think, my friend, that you're going to be able to step back to that, because you don't know what it took to get yourself there. You must be aware. Be aware of what you're doing when life is working, What things are you celebrating? What did you overcome? Who are you surrounding yourself with? What thoughts are you owning? Then you can be aware of when things are going down the toilet, when the plane is going towards the ground head first. What is it that you're doing? Why is it that the plane is going down? Why is it that life is just tumbling down the toilet? Why is it that this addiction is sneaking up on you again? When you're aware of those things, then when you're triggered, you are clearly aware of what choices you're going to choose to make so that you can stay on that path of where you choose to be, where you're blooming, where you're happy, where you have peace, where you have joy, where you feel the value of yourself, where you feel inspired and motivated and filled with gratitude. When you are filled with gratitude, you don't have any more space for negativity. You will find you don't even have to push it away. You don't even have to fight off negativity, because gratitude is you standing hand in hand with your higher powers. That inspiration of that gratitude will fill your soul all the way to the top. You will have no more room for anything that bumps you down, that takes you down, that devalues you. Ponder it. Highly, highly valuable. And it tells you you are in full control of your life. You are the owner of your life. You are the one that makes the difference between falling down and never getting back up, and figuring out how to have fallen down, brush off, stand up, and find a way to do different and to do better. All right, in your day, you will fall down, stand up, brush off, and move on. Talk to you.